Look, competition gets soft when we breaking them off. Tell the fast back off that you want the guitars. To the chest, no rest. Feel me next to me, John. Come test, player pass me the ball. We don't run from the law, it's the law. God, we don't run from the law, it's the law. God, we don't run from the law, it's the law. God, we don't run from the law. You're irrelevant, you the consuming, you and your delegates. Fellowship, me and my trooper, we keep intelligent, elegant. Heavy shit dropping just like an elephant. Pelican, assassinate the nation for the hell of it. We don't run from the law, it's the law.
So, Ringcast boxing back. Things have picked up again in the boxing world. Fights are underway. Certain man, like David was saying, it will be like a year until fights are on again. But
I'm with the crowd, bro.
You talking about the crowd?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll let you off. But even that might be this year as well. You never know. Like November, December. But obviously
no one don't give a fuck about no pandemic no more. Everyone's like shit on my watching boxing.
Everyone's mingling, mate. Everyone's moving and grooving.
Just breathing over people and that like it's not.
Partying and stuff. You know what I mean? But one of the first, and I'll just continue. If Hasib comes back, then he comes back. But, one of the first, the main exciting fights that have been probably I'd say one of the best fights to have been announced since this pandemic is Errol Spence, fresh off his pretty serious car accident. He's fighting Swift Garcia. I know there's some mixed opinions on Swift, but it's a good fight. Go on, David. How do you see that fight going? Do you think Spence is a accident?
There's only one winner, Errol Spence here. I think Danny Garcia is trying to be a bit smart to cherry pick Errol Spence in the time when he's just coming back from a very devastating injury accident as well. So, but I think it's gonna be miscalculation. Errol Spence is stopping him in about 10 rounds.
10 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
Stoppage.
Garcia ain't someone you stop either.
I'm telling you.
Statement.
I'm telling you. Garcia put the wrong guy. He picked the wrong guy.
So you think Spence has got no issues from that?
Well, he's probably gonna have a bit of rustiness early on. But I think he's gonna pick it up.
Not rustiness, because I mean, when did Garcia last fight? You know what I mean?
Well, exactly. So I'm just saying
neurological issues.
Well, I'm just saying. Look, if I'm going in the merit that Errol Spence is going to be the same Errol Spence we saw before. Yeah. But I think if he wasn't, I don't see him taking this fight. I don't see him taking this fight like this. So
you can't write off your cast, flip it over, grow dreads, and go back to yard, and then expect that you're going to fight.
Grow dreads.
Yeah, really, like that's not just going to happen straight away. Like, you know what I mean?
He's gone back to his country roots.
Yeah, I mean, but I hear what you're saying. Like, don't get me wrong. I feel like Spence is always better than Garcia, and he will always, 9 times out of 10, always come out on top. But it's a big fight for Errol to come in his first fight back. So I think that shows his championship caliber. But you can't sleep on Swift, man. If that
I don't rate Swift, and I don't think Spence rates Swift either.
We don't know if the cranium, if there's been any underlying damage on there. So I feel like Spence should have had a little bit of a soft touch before going back in with someone like Garcia. But I still see him outworking him and getting the decision still. But
that's how I see it going. I think it's going to be a decision. If he stops him, like David reckons, I think that can be a massive statement to
it'd be massive, yeah.
Have that injury and then come back and stop someone like Garcia. It's impressive. But yeah. I think it'd be a close fight for the first half, and then Spence would just start outworking him and grind out a decision. To be honest, I think Garcia at the top level is done anyway as well. And similar to what David said, I think he's kind of seen this as, Spence has, just flipped his car. This could be the time to get him because he wasn't saying his name any time before. So
it don't help the cherry narrative, does it?
I don't know. Do you know what? I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. But I can just see Spence doing like jelly legs at one point. I'm not the resistance, man. When you get like them kind of accidents, when you get concussed, when you get knocked out, like it's not difficult to get hurt again. So
did he get knocked out in his accident? I was my understanding that he came through clean.
He what?
It was my understanding he had a couple injuries. I'm just saying, but it wasn't crazy.
He
got up,
to that
dusted himself off.
I thought he was all right.
He's the realest yardie I know. You get me? Like, I don't know how you could come out of that contract.
He was mashed up.
He was finished.
Bullshit. He mashed up, teeth back, face all. Come on. I'm pretty sure.
I'm saying it could have been a lot worse. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, definitely.
He's alive.
It could have been a lot worse.
He didn't actually have any official injuries, did he? He didn't actually have any major injuries, did he? Just like bruises.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
No major like lasting injuries, but that's why he can come back. But
it's called
boxers get knocked out don't have long lasting injuries. But once he's been knocked out, that resistance, boy. So you know what? I'm gonna reserve my pick until closer to the time because I'm rooting for Spence in this one.
Errol over everybody, man. In that
Errol
over everybody.
Or even Crawford, yeah?
Nah, exactly.
Oh, no, not me. Bex, are you Spence over Crawford? Yeah.
Listen, he's a yardie, so he's over everybody.
Errol.
Simple as.
Well, we'll move on to the next topic, and Haseeb should be jumping back in. So what we'll do is we'll come back over to our side of the pond. So the two godfathers of British boxing, Hearn and Warren, have been at it. So Frank Warren's like, look, let's do this. Put my guy against your guys. Let's do this, innit? And then Eddie Hearn kind of said, well, that's all well and good, but you lot snitching on man, like violent complaints and stuff. Yeah, that whole thing's funny. But before we sort of get into the ins and outs of their meeting, I'll just share my screen quick and show you lot the fights that Frank Warren kind of laid out. So we got Dubois, White, both are quite unrealistic, right? Because Dubois fighting Joyce, White fighting Povetkin, Yard Buatsi, that's probably the one that, if they were to make that,
that's the big one, 100%.
That's that's out of the ones that aren't already kind of ordered, that's the one that we really want to see. Because Williams Andrade, I think, has been ordered or is in the works, and same as Jenkins and Ben. And then the rest are nice fights, but I think Yard Buatsi. You know what? Yard Buatsi. Put you lot on the spot. How's that one gonna go?
I'd go Buatsi. I think technically he's better. 100% technically better. I think he's smarter in the ring. I don't think he'd knock him out, anything like that. I don't think he'd put it on his back, but I think he'd outwork him, outsmart him. But you can never write Yardy off though, either, can you? So, but yeah, I'll give it to Buatsi though.
Any other fights we can pinpoint? But yeah, no. I'll be honest. At the moment, I can only go off what I've seen. Buatsi looks the goods, but he really hasn't fought anyone that you could say. And obviously, Yard's only step up was against Kovalev, and he ended up losing. But I feel like he showed a lot in that fight, and I feel like he would have learned from it. So I'd side with Yard for now.
Do you think he showed a lot? I think he kind of just stuck in there, and then got that couple rounds where he could have taken Kovalev out. But up until that point, I didn't really see much from him in terms of
I mean, for me,
I thought it was the right game plan. To be honest, I would have gone with the same game plan that he did.
I just think for the best there, a couple rounds and get knocked out.
Do you know what? No. Do you know what it is? If he had an empty, if he had
by a jab, like.
Hey, listen.
No. He should have stuck it on him earlier. He should have put it on him earlier and gone with the game plan to try and break Kovalev down rather than.
He wasn't far from finishing him, and if he did finish him, if he did finish him, then we wouldn't be talking about it now as in strategy and game plans and whatnot. And he was close, very, very close. Maybe you should have started earlier.
You got to accept that it was a bit of a step up for him.
100%.
So, massive step up.
When you consider the step up in opposition, the way he performed, yeah, he got dropped by a jab, and really he was just tired, and his stamina was gone.
And despite Kovalev being finished, he at the time one of the best jabs in boxing, like educated jabs. Like,
yeah,
man was out jabbing Andre Ward. Like, this ain't no.
Exactly. I don't feel you can necessarily look at his performance against Kovalev and take anything away from him. He's still in
apart from the fact that he has heart,
and
he showed heart.
Yeah, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I definitely side with Yard over Buatsi at this point, because I haven't seen anything to tell me anything otherwise.
Yeah, I can't really disagree with that either. I can't disagree with that either. I mean, it's like pretty much everything you guys said. There's nothing really you can say about Buatsi right now. He hasn't really fought at a level where you can compare. Yard has stepped up. He's shown a bit of heart. He's shown a bit of quality. He didn't have the experience, and that's the only thing. And I think Yard is a little bit more experienced.
And not to mention the black guy went to Russia to go and do that. That's all sorts of anxiety.
Hey, no, 100%.
That, you know what
100%.
I mean? That takes some balls, you get me? So you have to give him props, man.
Yeah, and like
Lions in the camps.
Lions. But are you not buying this? Because obviously, Hearn said him and Warren finally spoke on the phone. They've agreed to meet up once Hearn's fight camp is finished. Are you not buying this? Do you not think they're actually gonna like kumbaya and start making fights and this and that? Do you think? Right. Well, this is what Hearn suggested. He suggested that Warren put on his own card in the studio, and then he put his fight camp on in his garden, and it was sick, and he had all the effects. And Warren was like, you know what? Let me just work together with him.
I think it will happen. I think there will be a cross-brand event or events. I think that they'd both be stupid if they wouldn't work together in this climate. I think they have to. I think the kind of fights that they are that they are able to do within their own stables just aren't really that good. They're not good enough for. They're certainly not good enough for pay-per-view, and they're probably not even good enough for the odd Saturday night fight night. But if you have fights like not including Fury and AJ, but let's say White and Joyce or something.
And White and Dubois.
Let's be real,
White and Dubois, whatever.
Listen. White is going to beat Povetkin and then just sit and wait. He ain't taking no more risks. There's no way he's fighting a Dubois or no one else.
But yeah, what we're saying is if you do have these cross-promotional fights, then at least it gives us something to look at and say, actually, okay, they're not fantasy matchups, but they're fights that we probably didn't think would happen 6 months ago. And that is intriguing enough for me to be interested.
Did you care about Joyce fighting Chisora?
I don't care about Joyce fighting anyone.
Were you bothered about it? Were you at home at night waiting to see Yard and Buatsi? Were you excited about that?
There's another fight that I was
I'd be excited about that.
I don't remember which one.
I'd be excited about that. Yard and Buatsi, definitely be excited about that. Probably Joyce and Chisora right now, I'd take it 100%.
Me,
I'll give you 20 quid for that fight right now.
Oh my god!
Just to see Joyce.
No technique in that fight at all. No technique. just a bit of slow motion boxing. Robots just going at it. Just robots.
Joyce is one of the worst boxers I've ever seen.
Man, I was getting saved for.
Say again, bro.
You don't rate Joyce either.
He's dead, man. He's fighting in treacle. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand. Like, if you're looking at them fights, we're boxing fans, so we would like to see them. But really, Joe Public, do they want to see any of those fights? I'd be surprised if they did. For me, it's just all about showing whether them two can work together to get the AJ Fury fight down the line. That's really the only one that anyone's interested in seeing, general public-wise. So all of this backwards and forwards, Eddie, I'll phone you, and it's all bullshit, man. It's just hype. It's just hype. And really, truth be told, Warren needs to to mess with Hearn. Like Hearn don't
Agreed.
Hearn don't really need to bother with Warren. Like Warren's
Exactly.
nearly 70, and the only really marquee fighter is like Fury. It's just
certain man in our group chat are saying that Warren's got the better stable though.
No chance.
Nah, come on.
Nah,
not at all.
There's two things, right? One, I get what you're saying that Warren needs Hearn to make this, but equally, Eddie Hearn probably needs Warren right now, because if you're looking at some of these fight cards, I'm telling you, I'd rather watch reruns of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, because some of these fights...
I'm talking about Fresh Prince like that for
Netflix is sick. What do you mean? I do that with
some of these fights.
To this day.
Some of these fights on Fight Camp are horrific. I'm talking, I'd rather go to a pub and watch two drunken people have a fight, because
listen, I'm going to tell you this much. Cheeseman versus Bex's boy Eggington was
a good fight.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good fight.
Very entertaining fight.
Why is Eggington my boy?
He's from the ends.
He's from the ends, you know.
From the ends.
It's a good fight. I mean, apart from that, we're talking litter. Literally, we're talking litter.
I guess. Do you know what?
Putting fights on the card for the sake of filling out a show.
Yeah, in all seriousness, fighter for fighter, Warren may have one or two better fighters, but where Hearn has leeway is he knows how to put on a show, he knows how to promote, he knows how to match these guys, right? And
he's on Sky as well.
Huh?
He's on Sky as well. And it's a huge platform to be on. And Warren is, unless Warren got a deal with BBC at 9 o'clock on a Saturday night or ITV on a Saturday night, he's never going to be in competition with Hearn when it comes to boxing on prime time. Sky Sports will always have that edge over Frank Warren just because of the platform that they have. It's as simple as that.
Facts.
Yeah. No, I can't argue with that, but I guess, Warren has got, a good stable of fighters, Dubois and Joyce. Let's talk about Joyce, yeah? So,
do we have to?
Yeah, because for the listeners,
he's got a lot of fans, man. Let's be respectful.
Listen,
it would have been good. It would have been really good to have Ollie and Dan on this show talking about Joe.
Yeah, we owe it to the people to talk about Joyce.
I don't know no one. Not
right. Listen, Bex, I know you don't rate Joyce, right? Hasib in our group chat said that Dave Allen beats Joyce.
Nah, no chance.
Wow. That's a bit ludicrous, no?
Dave Allen, Michael Hunter, Andy Ruiz.
No,
give me some other. Dominic Brazil.
No, don't say that.
We're talking about Dave Allen.
Okay, Dominic Brazil.
No, listen.
They all beat Joe Joyce.
Does Dave Allen
I'm going for it.
The White Rhino.
Bex, does Dave Allen beat Joe Joyce?
All jokes aside.
White Rhino, man.
All jokes aside, I think
that's you drive for the White Rhino. Don't tell me nothing about Dominic Brazil or anybody else. You drive for the White Rhino. What? Are you serious? Like even
White Rhino drives that.
Come on, man.
White Rhino drives that rhino horn straight into Joyce's face and stops him.
Can you break that down, Hasib? How does it happen? I want to break it down for you.
I want to see the fight. That's the most interesting fight.
Break it down. Break it down for me. Break it down.
Break it down for me.
Listen, man. Joe Joyce will retire undefeated.
The bell rings, right? Yeah. Joe Joyce is swinging like this.
Don't fight no one.
And it's the end of the round before Joyce hits Allen. Okay?
See, the only way you see that fight is in a leisure centre because no one wants that's going to be the sport hall.
To be fair, though,
no one's interested in that.
To be fair, and no disrespect, that sports centre thing, that's only because it's Dave Allen. Like, Joe Joyce is on to bigger and better things.
What?
I'm not bantering. I'm actually serious.
Man said it with a straight face, you know.
He is slow as ever. However, he has power, he has size, his durability, he's a bit of an engine. He seems to have a bit of
he's got a good engine. I'll give him that.
You know what I mean? And he's fought a couple.
No disrespect, man, but he's dead. He's he ain't got nothing for me. I can't see it.
Listen, man. Only world champions knock out Stabern. Just looking at the box.
Hey.
Bryant Jennings. Listen, man.
Didn't Stabern have him in trouble at some point in that fight as well?
Nah.
I swear he had him wobbly legs at one point. I have to go back and
You're not laughing about Dave Allen beating Joyce.
That's a terrible take, by the way. That does not represent Ringcast boxing.
David Price beats Joe Joyce.
No, he doesn't.
Oh
yes, he does.
God.
He knocks him out in one.
Why are you saying this outlandish shit for, man? Like,
it's just
You
to
know what?
clarify.
I get it, Steve. He's trying to bring our followers up.
You know what? I might agree with that, you know. I might agree with that, you know. David Price takes out George Joyce.
David Price takes out.
I think he takes out George Joyce. Yeah, I might agree with that, actually.
David Price couldn't take out a hooker. Like,
he almost knocked out Povetkin.
No, he didn't. He almost knocked him down. He didn't almost knock him out. There's a big difference.
Almost knocked him out.
Almost knocked him down.
Almost knocked him out.
How many fighters have almost knocked out guys?
Listen, when you mention David Price, yeah, remember on the group chat, I'm like, this guy can't have people around him that genuinely care for his welfare, because the way the man has been getting knocked out and his head banged around, like someone around.
That's the best way.
Someone around.
That's the best way.
Look, you need to stop. Enough's enough.
No, listen. If you're a fighter and you got knocked out straight away, I'd be like, yeah, cool, do your thing. But if you're taking 12 rounds of punishment like a Margarita, I'd be like, bro, you need to stop. But David Price, he goes in there, gets laid out, end of the night, boom, done.
Comes back.
There's no real long-term damage. Yeah, comes back, bang, out again, boom. The first cold punch that lands, he's done. So, you know what I mean? It is what it is.
In all seriousness, until I see Joe Joyce in a meaningful fight, with a decent opponent, and actually do something.
What's the lowest level decent fighter?
I don't want to say lowest level, but I want to see him fight Dubois, and I want to see how he does in that fight.
That's not high level, though, is it?
If he survives 12 rounds with Dubois, I'll give him his fair dues and I'll give him his props, because I'm fully expecting him. I am fully expecting him to get laid out within 6.
If he beats Dubois, I'll give him credit. For sure.
Even if he survives it, because I'm going to that extreme that I'm saying that Dave Allen beats him. So I'll be a bit lenient and say even if he survives 12 with Dubois, I'll give him some credit.
I'm picking Dubois based off the styles, but if he comes through that fight, which could happen, I can see him, like, honestly, it's only the main 3 that I see beating him. Definitely. All these other
beats him.
I don't know what you lot are seeing.
Bro, do you know what it is, beats him? Do you know what it is, Bex? Like I said the other day, in the heavyweight division, yeah, all you need, size, chin, durability, some power. Right? That can overcome a lot. Like, especially with the flaws everyone else has.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, you look at Wilder and you see his flaws. You look at AJ, you see his flaws, and whatever flaws you want to call out with Fury, and none of them are that slow where it's like every punch he's throwing is telegraphed. It's telling you in an email 2 days beforehand what it's going to go. Like,
those.
I've never seen anyone so slow. Seriously, you tell me a fighter you see slower than Joe Joyce. Name one.
Put me on the spot.
Exactly.
There ain't none. He's the slowest I've ever seen.
He's emailing you 2 days before. Oh my god! Oh, that's brilliant.
No, you're right. However,
I know I'm right because my eyes told me he's that slow.
However, I agree. Those 3, forget it. But the rest of them,
Chisora beats him. White beats him.
No, Chisora don't beat him.
Chisora beats him.
Chisora beats him.
Chisora don't beat him. No,
Chisora's a pit bull in that situation.
He's not a pit bull. He's a pug. You don't give him Chisora too much credit. He's a pug. He ain't a pit bull, man. Trust me.
If Chisora ever fights Joyce,
he get walked down, stopped.
Me and you will have a £50 bet. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I'll pay 100%. I'll pay
100%. There's no way in this planet Chisora beats Joyce.
Chisora beats Joyce every single day of the week.
No.
Every single
Twice
day.
on Sunday.
4 times
Dave,
on
you think
Sunday.
so too?
Forget twice on Sunday. 4 times on Sunday.
Like, I don't see how JoJo's beats him. I don't see it. Just don't see it. Like
You don't see what?
Chisora has got a little bit more to him. He's got a lot more power, I say, anyway.
Unless Chisora takes a dive.
He's got a lot more what?
I think he's got a lot more power than JoJo's.
Say that again, Bex.
So unless Chisora takes
it down.
Yeah. Well, get some extra piece.
Warren might have seen him in his smart car and handed him a few 50s or something. But that's it.
Chisora's like, he's lost to a couple of men, yeah, who aren't as good as Joyce. I'm just saying, like.
Yeah, man. The size is going to get him stuck straight away, and he's just going to get walked down.
That David Haye workout plan. It's calm, yeah, but Joyce, he's just too persistent. Size, I don't know.
That's it.
Don't get me wrong.
You know the thing about Joyce the most? That the geezer can do a backflip or whatever forward flip he is. That's the most I rate about him, because I can't do that shit. And how he managed to pick up his big body to do that, I don't know. So that's all I'm rating for.
Do you know what the worst thing is about Joyce?
Huh?
Do you know what the worst thing is about Joyce? It's not even his boxing ability. It's how he speaks on the microphone after the fight. This is the most uncharismatic fighter in the history of boxing.
Yeah, but to all credit to him, look who he's fighting. Can you get excited about, you know what I mean? You can't really be like all excited after you beat him, just a random journeyman.
Did you not see the promo the other week? Yeah, so Joyce, have you got a message for Dubois? I'm going to put him to sleep.
I remember.
the worst mic skills I've ever seen.
I can't wait for our podcast the day after or a couple of days after Joyce sleeps Dubois. All you man.
Wow.
Dubois.
Sleeps him.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
Mad
podcast.
humble pie. Mad
I'll call you all out one by one.
Mad man.
Sleeps him.
I'm not even going to entertain that because I think that's just trolling.
You know what, let's move on from Joyce. Yeah, I rate him anyway. Like,
shout out to Joyce.
I don't like his style though, but I think he has enough to do something in the division.
Trash.
I think he needs to change his career.
All right. Well,
as long as his chin can hold up, honestly, as long as his chin can hold up, I think someone said in the group was he's Foch-like kind of fighter. If his chin is serious as it is, he's going to be a problem because when you've got a guy like this constantly walking at you, throwing them punches, they're slow, they're still landing. Do you know what I mean?
Even that Froch comparison, man, I did not agree with it. You cannot compare. I get what you're saying about the chin, fine. But the output for Froch, like he would come forward, he would throw, and he would throw a lot. And he could hit hard.
So hold on, wait.
Joyce.
Who's comparing Froch to Joyce?
Henry.
Nah, Simon.
No,
Henry.
No. First, all right, wait. All right, you lot know me, and you lot know I'm very specific with my words. I'm very deliberate. Right? I said he could end up having a Carl Froch type run in the division where he will lose to the very elite, but he can beat some decent contenders at that level based off his chin, his durability, his power, and his size.
Simon was talking about Froch's characteristics and style of fight.
Yeah, and what I'm saying is if he's got a serious chin in the division, he's going to be a problem because he engine gets him through the rounds. He's going to keep walking forward. He'll keep eating up the punches and keep throwing punches back.
There's a lack of output there.
But there's no one in the division apart from the top three who will be able to counteract that. They ain't got the skills. They ain't got the ability to do that. None of them have got the durability. They've all been knocked out already anyway, for starters. And it all comes to the end. You're talking about Chisora comes to the end of his career. White has already been like knocked out and gone life and death with a few people he shouldn't have.
Can I just ask? Just for my
yes, like Joe Joyce is like the bottom.
Just for my sanity, can you answer me one question? Mm-hmm. Who wins in a fight between Joyce and Dylan White?
Dylan White, all day long.
I'm asking Simon here.
Okay. I got one for you.
Get it to White.
Dylan.
Okay, I got one for you. Ortiz, Luis Ortiz, Joyce.
Ortiz every day of the week.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
No brainer.
I think Ortiz is completely finished now.
I agree,
That's
but
why.
at this
That's
point,
why.
I'll say Ortiz.
But didn't you say the top three, and then you can have a frost type one?
So I said I think Joyce will go on to be able to beat those guys. At the spot he's in now, he hasn't stepped up to that level yet. But I feel like the attributes he has will carry him through with that progression, say 6 months, a year down the line, 18 months, 2 years. As it stands now, he hasn't really fought anyone to the caliber of the Ortiz or the Dylan White. But
how long's he got there? How long's he got there realistically? Because we're talking like he's a prospect.
3-4
50 years old.
These men are heavyweights, cuz.
Still, man.
Someone needs to tweet Carl Froch and let him know what you said.
And you're talking about his,
Carl Froch has blocked me, so it can't be me.
Hey, you're talking about his age.
Carl Froch's Twitter fingers going. You're like, line, you know. I can't even believe that.
You're talking about Joe Joyce's age, right? He's already slow. What's he going to lose in his old age?
that little engine that he apparently has. I don't know.
No, he's got a good engine, man. You see his heavyweights gassed out after 4 rounds. Like, watch Povetkin versus White.
Well, he should have a good engine because he doesn't throw any punches in the fight anyway.
In slow motion from the 5th round. Watch.
He should have a good engine because he doesn't have any output anyway.
Hey, listen.
Anyway,
we're on heavyweights. What we'll do, we'll go on to the legendary heavyweight Mike Tyson. He signed to fight Roy Jones in an exhibition. I think that's been pushed back for money reasons.
Even Mike Tyson beats Joe Joyce right now.
Anyway, carry on.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
Sorry, Henry.
So I'm just still processing that.
Even Mike Tyson, at 60-odd years old, beats Joe Joyce.
Don't mess up our credibility, bro. Seriously, don't mess up.
I said it. Make the fight. Make the fight.
Don't mess up our credibility.
That was already gone when he said Dave Allen beat my guy. But anyway, Mike Tyson.
Oh, no, but wait. If Mike Tyson did beat Joe Joyce, would that arguably be the best win on his resume?
Oh my God.
The disrespect.
I know already.
Oh my God.
We're going to get blocked by so many fighters after this.
Joe Joyce would be the best fighter on Mike Tyson's resume.
Oh my God.
That's just the
standout win.
No.
Disrespect.
Wow.
Who is the best fighter on Tyson's resume? Spinks?
Holmes?
I'd say Holmes. Probably.
What, Holmes?
Yeah.
One foot in retirement home. All right, cool.
Probably.
You like how I set that one up on you, Simon?
Simon was straight in there, man.
Listen, he's fighting Roy Jones, isn't it? Exhibition, but they're saying like head guard. They're saying 16-ounce gloves or whatever.
I reckon Roy Jones got knocked out in training, or hurt himself, or he got injured. That's the reason why that's got postponed. It ain't nothing to do with money because it's supposed to say this is all for charity and whatever. If you want to believe that or not, but I'm willing to bet Jones got hurt in training and it had to be postponed.
You reckon Eubank knocked him out?
Probably. Surprised he didn't release the video.
He's not Brady from beating up punch bags, so you know what I mean. Like maybe he's beating.
Eubank Jr. don't look like the type of guy to give respect to anybody. Like no matter if they're past legend, who's in their 50s, whatever. Eubank Jr. is going to come to spar no matter who's in front of him. Doesn't surprise me.
He's going. But I mean, if it's for charity, I mean, Tyson's a real guy. He's philanthropic, right? So you may be thinking, right, let's get more money for charity. Let's or maybe he's trying to hold out to where there can be some crowd, some audience, which would make sense to me. But I think the main thing about this whole thing with me is them saying it's just an exhibition, it's supposed to play around.
Nah, someone's getting hurt, and I think it's going to.
I don't think Tyson's coming for this in a manner of it's an exhibition.
Yeah.
I think Roy Jones might, but I don't think Tyson is. Yeah. I think Tyson.
No way, Tyson. Then
I think as soon as he goes in there, he's going to try and hurt him.
Yeah.
If it's an exhibition, yeah, Roy will try and dance around. Mike will take it seriously, and you never know what could happen. If it's a serious fight, though, Roy Jones is beating him.
Yeah.
That. If they're both serious, right? If they're both allowed to go in there like what you got, bruv. I'm not fooled by them sped up training videos.
No. Listen,
I'm just worried about Roy's
first
chin,
round,
man.
I will be tired
first
after
round,
90
Tyson's going to be a
seconds.
problem. Yeah.
Mate,
First
I'm
round,
worried about
Tyson will give
Roy's
it all.
chin.
Let's not forget the people who've just in recent memory, knocked out Roy Jones Jr. Just remember
Enzo Macronelli.
people who have knocked him out.
Okay, but you can say the same about Tyson, Danny Williams.
None of them were 54.
They both end up
Let's
on
not
their
talk
arse.
about Kevin McBride,
Right, come on.
13 years.
Thank
you very much.
Even more. What, 2003, wasn't it? Was it McBride?
But Kevin
Yeah,
McBride,
McBride.
I mean,
And he
I'm not
got
trying
sat
to
down.
give Kevin McBride any kind of credit for anything for beating an old faded Tyson, but the geezer's about 6'7", and he's a big, strong guy. So let's not take.
Well, like
He was
Joyce.
a journeyman. He was a journeyman.
Of course he was. I'm not saying anything different. I'm just saying that like Tyson's clearly not. He was only fighting for the money, and he's fighting a big, strong guy. So it's not surprising that he got stopped. But let's not forget that Roy Jones and Mike Tyson, the age difference between them is probably about, 2-3 years?
Yeah.
Roy Jones has been taking licks in his head as recently as 2-3 years ago, getting slept. Tyson's been sitting on the sofa in his ranch smoking weed. Like, I don't understand how you don't feel that as soon as Tyson clips him, Roy Jones can't take that punch. He can't take nothing.
Nah, I'm not buying it, bro.
I'm with Bex on this. I'm with Bex on this. If Tyson lands on Roy's chin,
it's over.
I'm not
in
buying
the first
it.
round. In the first round, but
First
Roy might
round,
be able to keep away. Roy stayed in and out the gym at least. You know what I mean? So he could have some sort of legs still with him.
Roy's been in the gym. Mike Tyson, at however old, I know he's the GOAT, he's the legend, but this ain't Iron Mike.
Never been slept like that, like how Roy has.
See, Iron Mike. It's not Iron Mike.
What? You saying Mike never been slept?
He's never been knocked out cold like that, like how Roy Jones was out cold. Who's knocked out Tyson out cold? Like Roy, sleeping.
Lennox not knock him out cold.
Who?
Did Lennox?
Lennox didn't knock him out cold. He
I thought Lennox got him out cold.
and pushed him down.
All right, he was still up. Listen, right? Mike Tyson hasn't fought in how long? 15 or whatever years. Kevin McBride, Danny Williams, all them man there, right? Now, I'm not here saying Roy Jones is going to knock man out, rah, rah, rah. I just think Roy Jones is sharp enough, savvy enough. He's been in the gym enough to evade man. Man's going to get tired. And then he's just going to dance, touch him up, and go home with a victory. If it was a serious fight. Now, if it's exhibition, I feel like he's going to just walk in there and then Mike Tyson's just going to try a little thing. But I feel like Jones is streetwise enough to avoid Mike Tyson. Tyson's going to get tired if he tries to go all out.
If there's head guards,
did knock out Roy Jones in the first round?
I don't know what round it was. You got box rec up there.
I'm pretty sure it's the first. I'm pretty sure that
box rec. Oh, did he?
First round. So you're telling me, if a man like Danny Green can knock out Roy Jones in the first round, Tyson can't bring it for at least 2 or 3 rounds. Roy's in problems as far as I'm.
No.
Enzo knocked him out in 4.
But you're thinking Tyson's going to come in the same shape
God.
as it's like.
If
there's a head guard
young world champion.
I don't get the love for Tyson, man. I don't get the love for Tyson like that. I really don't. Like
the love for the 54-year-old Tyson who hasn't done much.
No. But I'm just saying, like, it's just funny because everyone's talking about this fight. Like Tyson's been doing this for the last 10, 15 years, and some people even come back and saying that he can fight the ones today. The current fighters today have beaten. Like I've had
that's people getting gassed though. Dave.
Yeah, I know, but I think you man are getting gassed too.
No,
I think you man are getting gassed too.
Gas about what? I'm beating Roy Jones.
Yes.
About beating Roy.
Yes.
Gas about beating Roy Jones in.
I think you man are getting gassed about me.
Don't be silly, man. Listen, them man are in the same age group. Them man's winning in a retirement home. They'd be with each other. They'd be sharing boxes.
This fight is funny. We're actually debating who got knocked out worse to indicate who's going to win this fight.
Hey, my man ain't been concussed, so he's going to win.
He wasn't sleeping though.
Can I ask you a question? At Roy Jones' peak, do you think he was pound for pound best?
Yes.
Yeah, easily.
No, ask Bex.
Without a doubt.
You see, okay, listen. I'm not disputing. Hear me out first. I'm not disputing that Roy Jones didn't deserve to be recognised as a pound for pound best in his era at his peak. But I always felt like, number one, there was a few fighters I felt he should have fought and he didn't fight. And number two, like, you avoided Tarver to go to heavyweight, and then you come back down and Tarver really showed you what it was about. So I'm not disputing if anyone wants to say that he was.
Did he really say avoided Tarver?
Say again.
Avoided Tarver.
Listen, he ducked Tarver, went to go and fight Ruiz. When he fought Ruiz, he was talking about, I'm only going to stay here. Remember, he took the bomb of all heavyweights to go and fight anyway. And then the man avoided Chris Bird.
You're forgetting where he started, man. Come on.
No,
exactly.
This is what I'm saying. I'm not disputing. Like, if you wanna hold Roy Jones up to that regard, like, I don't have a problem with it. All I'm saying is that me personally, there was people I felt he could have fought. And then when he did start fighting some people like Tarver, he got slept, tried to come back, got slept again. Then he started fighting like Calzaghe. It was all downhill from there. And you picked the easiest heavyweight to go and take a title from. The easiest one.
I don't know how much people like to talk about PEDs as well.
I didn't want to get stuff in there as well. I didn't want to get onto that, Hasib.
No. This is why I asked. This is exactly why I asked the question. Because exactly why I asked the question.
It's not fair for me to say the man was on PEDs and there was no like ban or sanction or anything like that to go with it, as far as I remember. So I'm not
really. It was a different time, wasn't it?
Man for doing something that I don't know he did. But all I know he did do is he didn't fight a few key fighters and he fought the easiest heavyweight. And then when he did it, he got his ass bossed on the way back down. So for me, I can't. If you're gonna compare generations, you're gonna compare Roy Jones, and then the next one is Mayweather. Like, it's night and day between the caliber of fighter for me.
The only reason I asked that is I just wanted to understand, how you felt about Roy in general. To think that my man, who's 55, is gonna come off the street and just smoke him. I just wanted a bit more context for me. It's fine, but I'm with you. I'm not here to argue with any of those points,
bro.
I think to differ with the Tarver a bit, but fair enough.
So you don't feel like he ducked Tarver a bit. You don't feel like Tarver was chasing him around.
If he did, and he fought him, he beat him, came back down, got knocked out by him.
When he fought Tarver the first time, he got a gift.
He won that.
I'm just trying to think about why it's ducking a fighter when you went on to win the World Heavyweight Championship. That's what I'm just thinking. But anyway, that's my opinion.
So okay, let me ask you a question then. If Usyk went and fought, let's say Stavern had the title and Wilder and AJ got the rest of the titles, and Usyk turns around.
You can't compare. I'm sorry, you can't compare.
I'm world champion, and I'm going back to cruiserweight.
I mean, you can't compare. You can't compare.
The principle.
Well, what did you start middleweight?
No, but I'm on about the principle. I'm saying that if you're going to go and fight...
No, but I'm saying Roy Jones started in middleweight, went up to heavyweight and beat the world heavyweight champion. That's what I'm saying.
I respect that, Dave. I respect that. All I'm saying to you is, if he'd have gone and fought a true heavyweight, like who you really...
He started at middleweight. Oh, my God. He started at middleweight.
Listen, y'all must have forgot. Listen, one last topic before we go. So Teofimo Lopez, Vasily Lomachenko, it's all sorted now for October, I believe. So the hiccup initially was that Teofimo wanted a bit more money. I'm not sure what he was offered initially, but whatever's happened,
1.2 million, and he wanted 2.
I mean, whatever in a pandemic, I mean, I don't know, but that's what he wants. Now, Lomachenko has agreed to take a reported pay cut, and now the fight's on. So that just adds another string to his bow. Do you know what I mean? And there are a lot of Lomachenko haters. This is another thing to just kind of shut them up. So the fight's happening. He's fighting this young buck who, do you know what? Teofimo's got a chance, right? Hasib thinks he's going to beat him. I think Teofimo Lopez is live. If Lomachenko falls asleep, then he could get caught. But I'm not gonna go against the Matrix really. But Bex, I know you're probably in agreement. Like props are in order for Lomachenko, because if Teofimo was coming up against a different kind of A side, and A side was like, nah, I'm not budging, then you probably won't be having this fight.
You know what? Yeah, like for me, Loma is, maybe 1 or 2 pound for pound right now, and you know what? I feel Teofimo definitely deserves massive credit for. Okay, if he wanted more money, that's understandable. That's not really any of our business or anything like that. But the fact that he's prepared to go and fight Loma and he's looking to unify, he deserves a lot of credit for it. And the thing is, even if Loma beats Teo can still go on and have a very prosperous career, as with Garcia, as with Haney. If Loma beats any of those, I feel like that they can recover. The only person I feel can't recover from a defeat to Loma is Tank.
Yeah.
And I ain't heard who's he fighting, by the way?
He's fighting Leo Santa Cruz at the 130 pound limit, even though the 135 belt is also on the line.
That makes no sense to me.
That makes no sense. Yeah, I agree with you. That's so stupid.
Mayweather's teaching Tank how to play chess. That's what's going on.
Yeah. You see the move. Leo Santa Cruz is a top quality world champion, proven operator. He's
in
small.
2012.
He's small. What do you mean 2012?
His best days are behind him, aren't they?
Well, that's yet to be seen. That's yet to be seen. That
Santa
remains to be
Cruz.
seen.
I don't think that's an outlandish statement from Hasib for a change.
It's not been proven.
No, but I don't think it's outlandish. I probably think that it's fair to say that if Leo Santa Cruz's days were ahead of him, that fight probably wouldn't be happening. Just going up the moves that they're making, that's what would make me think that they see a chink there makes the reason why they want to make that fight happen.
I think the chink is his size and style. I think that's the chink that Tank likes, as opposed to his best days being behind him. I think because obviously a lot of these PBC fighters can be a little bit on the inactive side. That's why I think Leo Santa Cruz, you don't really think about him, but he hasn't, since that Frampton loss, he avenged that. Who's he beaten? Abner Mares, 1 or 2 guys. So I mean, I hear what you're saying, but I'd feel like if they were at the same weight class naturally, I wouldn't fault Tank. This is and to be fair, this is still Tank's best opponent, comfortably.
What does that say? What does that say about the whole moves that he's making? Like, I'd actually really like Tank. You get me? And it's not even like I really dislike him, but it's just the politics, man. Like, if you want to go around saying that you're the best and you're the next TBE and all of that, then go and fight Loma. It can't be that hard to make.
Yeah, well, Teofimo's showing him up, man. So Teo meant much props to him. Hasib, are you what? You're saying Teofimo knocks out Loma? Yeah.
I genuinely think that Teofimo could knock him out. Yeah, I certainly think there's a good chance that he'll drop him. Like
that's
Linares,
not beyond the realms of possibility.
I mean, Linares hurt Loma, and Teo for me.
What weight are they fighting at?
Lightweight, 135.
Okay.
And Teo is closer to 140 than Loma is. I just think that power, that size, that hunger, that youth, everything for me is an advantage, a physical advantage for Teo, minus the skills. Yeah, we know how good Loma is, and that experience and all that. But for me, I see Teofimo as a real live underdog in this, and I'm saying it very early on. I think he stops Loma.
Go on, David.
No. I think I compare this to when Canelo fought Mayweather. At that point, where Teo's on the rise, he's a good competitor. He's hungry. He's got power. Hell of a competitor. Yeah. And I think like maybe it just might be a touch too early, where just Loma just might school him a little bit, and then like Beck said, he can just come back and then take over.
Yeah. All right. Well,
it's a great fight. It's probably
100%. Yeah.
It's probably up. It's up there with the super fights that we've had over the last couple of years. Fury, Wilder.
Shame it won't get promoted as such, though. You know,
it is a shame. It's a real big shame.
Yeah.
Like fights like this and Spence Crawford and AJ Fury, all three of these fights for me are like the super fights of this time, and they should be promoted as such. Like this should be a super fight, but it won't be. I don't even think it's on pay-per-view. Actually, I read yesterday it's not on pay-per-view.
Yeah, but that's only Bob Aaron's come out like, and this is one thing you've got to give some of these promoters credit for. He's acknowledged the times we're in. He's literally said it's not fair to put it on pay-per-view at the minute. ESPN have stepped up. They're putting up the cash, so put it on normal TV and let them go at it, and that will only boost both of their profiles. So I think that's at this stage.
So win-win for everyone.
I think Loma deserves a lot of props for giving 800 grand of his own purse away to Lopez to make the fight happen. That's a lot of money, 800 grand, when you're considering his total purse is about 3.5 mil or something.
Yeah,
it's a lot of money.
Shows you the confidence that he's going in with, though.
Yeah,
obviously.
Yeah, it shows that he's a proper fighter.
Yeah, he's seen Teo's power, and clearly he feels himself that his skill set can completely negate all that. So, it's another title, and it sends out a message to all the young bucks, like, I'm still around. So
that's it, man. But yeah, when we get closer to the fight, then we'll break it down a bit more and give our official predictions. But yeah, that's it, guys. Action-packed show. Some outlandish statements from, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, but yeah, we'll see what the response is to some of those statements, and then we'll see. But anyway, thanks very much, guys, and we'll catch you lot next time. Peace.
Peace.